ReefDVMs coming at you here tonight with kind of a DIY project on how to fix Shop Vacs. So apparently if you buy Shop Vacs that are black topped and red bottom, like this 14-gallon 6-peak horsepower one with Deluxe Series Quiet, they apparently make them with cheap Chinese switches that go bad. This particular model happens to be in my fish room in the sump area, and I use it quite a bit. It's about 1 year old, and about 6 months ago the switch went to heck on it. Called the company, they gave me a new switch, sent it out, stuck it in, burned it out again. So this time I fixed it permanently. I thought I'd show you guys what I did because I'm sure there's some other people that are going through the same thing because they make such a crappy part. So anyways, as you can see here, these switches no longer work. The machine is plugged in, and I basically disabled them. I put a toggle in, industrial grade, works great. These industrial grade toggles, you can get them at like Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's. They do a really good job. They're nice and sturdy, they fit strong, and they bypass this because this is probably going to fail you. I'll show you on another one that I have. So, does great. It's been like this now for a couple months, and what basically happened to me is this particular unit, now that I fixed it, has been working great. But now I have another one of these that I just recently got, about 2 months ago, that I was given as a gift, and of course this stupid little button thing went bad on that one now too. What's interesting is I have two Shop Vacs also that are the yellow containers with the black tops, and I haven't had the button problem yet. But either way, it's a dumb part to have to keep replacing, so I'm going to show you today how we fix that. Okay, so here is the other machine that I own. This one's about 2 months old, and it's doing same stupid switch problem. Let me show you. There's off, there's on, there's off, there's on. Oh, that time it went on. But as I let up, that time it stayed, well, almost stayed on. There, now it's gonna work. Stupid rocker switch under there, it's a piece of junk. I'll take it apart and show you. So there's 6 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually 8, 7, 8. Take a little Star Torx T20 driver and take those apart. Obviously make sure the power's off. Hang on to the screws. You set the vacuum back up the way it was intended. This little top then comes right off. You can see the 2 buttons and how they work on the toggle. They push on the toggle switch, which is located right here. Toggle switch can kind of be pried out of here. There's a little top to it, so it's a little tricky to get out after a while, but if you work at it, it comes out. So I can get this out and show you. So this is your motor. Certainly want to try to keep clean. And this is the dreaded switch, which is giving us all the trouble that we're going to try to replace. And there are screws around the outside. See them in here, same heads. If you take them off, this piece will come off and allow you access to the switch, which is what we want. So now you can see the wiring. Pull the switch out. Basically, we're going to put a new switch in here. So we're going to disconnect the wires. Now, this little made in China little switch is a 10 amp switch for 277 volts, or a 20 amp switch for 125 volts. It's got 4 prongs on it. It costs probably less than $1 from China, and this is the whole reason the machine fails right here, folks. Again, I've had them keep sending me these. I keep replacing them on my other one, and I said, screw it, time to fix it permanently. So I'm going to throw this out. So what we're going to replace it with, folks, is this guy right here. See if I get it to focus on this. Maybe it will. There we go. So this is what we're going to replace it with. This is a 20 amp, 120 VAC switch. It's an on and off. It's got the 4 ends on it. It happens to be an industrial model. You can buy these Gardner and Bender switches at your local hardware store. Certainly make sure that you get one for the right amps for your application. These switches are really nice. They're strong. They work well. They've held up for me in other applications for years. So we're going to put one of these bad boys in there to replace that crappy switch. So one of the first things we're going to have to do is, these are screw-on type, and unfortunately these guys are clip-ons, and they're not the same clip-on style. So I'm going to cut them off. I'm going to put insulated clip-ons on here so that if they ever touch, they don't short out. And then I'm going to make them so that they have nice little U-clamps that'll hook onto these. Going to run the wires up through the old switch hole, because I'm going to use that kind of as my access point, because I'm not putting the old switch back in it. And I want to make sure all the wires are properly routed, make sure that green ground is in there okay, make sure my cord is coming out properly. So I have everything out. I'm going to screw things back together here so my motor sits well again. Okay. Tighten up my 3 inner screws. I have access to all my wires now. And I'm going to plan for my new switch. Probably the most amount of room that I'm going to have is right about here. So I'm going to drill a hole here with a 1/2 inch bit so I can mount my toggle switch right there. I'll run the wires right over to it, and then I'll use that as my new switch. I'm going to trial fit my new switch. A new switch on there. Got plenty of room inside. Sits down on there pretty good. And that will be my new switch. I just need to wire it up. I'm going to cut these ends off that are on here because they're not standard, and they're going to be exposed. Two orange ones obviously are your hot coming in. We'll call those the charge. What's sad is that you even have to do this to this piece of equipment. For the $100 and some odd you spend on these, you'd think they'd give you decent enough equipment. Trim me up 4 pieces of wire. Okay, now that you've got your little extensions, that'll give me room to reach this. We can put our little forks on, crimp them babies down, and we'll be ready to wire up the switch. And then these are your incoming, these are your outgoing. So we're going to wire it the same way we took it off the other switch. Make sure they're all nice and snug, all the connections. Oh. Make sure they're all tight. Okay, so now we got a washer on here. Whoop. Okay, so now we got a washer on here. A washer on here. switch up in the hole where we want it. Washer on here. Key. Make sure all the wires are tucked in okay. Make sure they're all out of the motorway. Everything goes back down. Make sure our cord coming out the back is right. Our buttons here are disabled. They won't do us anything. They'll just sit there and be nothing. This will be our new power switch. Gonna put the screws back in it. Upside down. Get it up a little bit. We'll be ready to test it all out. Filter on it. Dusty hands off in here. Alright, so we'll plug it in and we'll give it a try and see if this stupid Chinese part, replaced by this better toggle switch, does a better job. Look at that. So basically about a foot of wire, the same gauge that was on here, 4 connectors that are made to be insulated, and a toggle switch. And I've saved my Shop Vac from an untimely death due to a stupid, basic, cheap part. So thank you for watching, folks. Please subscribe to our channel and we'll put out more tool videos like this. Please like this video and we'll continue to make more. Thank you, folks.